I'm really grateful to my honourable friend for North Norwich for securing this really important debate and highlighting some of the issues that arose in the report. Like my honourable friend, I'm very proud of my constituency and I'm very proud of all the people who work so hard to do well by our young people. I particularly wanted to take part in this debate because Telford has significant areas of disadvantage and underperformance of young people. And in fact, my constituency ranks in the bottom decile of the Sutton Trust Mobility Index, with a ranking of 494 out of 533 constituencies in England. Telford does have pockets of significant deprivation, and there is no doubt that this impacts on the life chances of our young people. In fact, it was only last week that I brought a debate here to this hall to consider the issue of 4 of Telford's secondary schools, which had been put into special measures following inadequate Ofsted ratings. These schools had very high levels of children in receipt of pupil premium and served disadvantaged catchment areas. And as part of that debate, I looked at why the schools had failed so that lessons could be learned for the future. And Mr. Percy, the key reasons for failure was the widening gap in the achievement of the most disadvantaged young people and a culture of low expectation, both of attendance, of behaviour, and a low expectation of achievement. There was also a failure in the multi-academy trust leadership of governance and a leadership failure. The GCSE results in all the schools within the academy chain were below the national floor target, and some of the schools in the chain had 2/3 of children leaving school without 5 good GCSEs, including maths and English. But most worrying of all were the stats that showed that those children receiving pupil premium, the most disadvantaged, only 20% of them were leaving school with 5 good GCSEs, including maths and English. And I wanted to speak for the 80% who did not have those basic qualifications and about their life chances and the impact on their futures. Even where disadvantaged young people in my constituency do obtain qualifications, these young people tend not to go to university, and if they do, they tend not to end up in professional occupations. Telford ranks amongst the lowest for non-privileged graduates going on to professional occupations, and in the same way as my honourable friend's constituency, it's not about lack of jobs in Telford. The figure for young people not in education, training or employment has completely dropped. It's halved in the last 3 years, and those on job seekers has fallen similarly. The difficulty is that the most disadvantaged young people are going into low-income jobs, and yet Telford has got high-tech, new economy, professional jobs, and our employers say there's a skills gap. They say young people leaving school don't have the skills to do the jobs that are on offer. And I think in a modern workplace, soft skills are critical. Sociability, confidence, negotiation and influencing skills, relationships, communication skills, emotional intelligence, empathy. A good education helps the young person develop those skills. Now, despite the rankings in Telford, there are some very welcome signs of improvement, particularly in early years, and I think we're probably all agreed this is where the inequality starts. Equality of opportunity at the earliest stages is essential to prevent gaps in attainment from opening up. And we also have some fantastic primary schools in Telford, like Old Park Primary and Mallins Lee. And I'd like to thank Jaden, Keely and Jamie, who came and worked in my office before Christmas, and also the very special Newdale Primary, who are about to visit Parliament in a few weeks' time. We have thriving academies in disadvantaged areas, and I would like to take up the points made opposite, which indicated that that poverty impacts on achievement. That is not always the case. We have good academies with good results where children are from the most deprived areas. It's about leadership, it's about good governance, it's about high expectations and instilling a sense of personal responsibility, a sense of self-worth and of valuing education. We also have in Telford organisations that teach employability skills like Juniper training and increasing numbers of apprenticeships. I want to conclude by saying that I passionately believe that all young people, no matter where they come from, no matter what their background, they deserve the life chances that a good education provides. A good education is an open door to a future opportunity, and I would urge the Minister to do everything possible to narrow educational disadvantage so that all children in Telford can have the same opportunities and life chances.